Hello and welcome to my third and final match in the Team Prep Tournament's group stage. I'm playing against Sirusc, not really sure which, this time around. And as has been pointed out, I get to choose first. So in this tournament, once again, we have 8 boards to choose from. Across 4 games, we'll each choose one as first player, one as second player. So I'm going to choose first, and then as first player, and then Sirusc will choose as first player. Then they'll choose a second player, and then I'll choose a second player. And this time I'm actually playing first among all of among my teammates, which was not intended, but ended up working out that way due to scheduling. So I kind of have my pick here, and I think I'm actually going to take this kingdom because it has a very strong first player advantage, and yeah, I want to take advantage of that. H is the other one that I identified as having a pretty strong first player advantage, but I think this one has more. And I didn't really get any information from my teammates about what they wanted to play, so I'm not gonna really be able to take that into account. So here what we want to do is we want to get torturers, and aside from that, I want to open Silver Horse Trader to be able to hit Torturer quickly. We want to get silos so we can move towards Torturer more quickly. Silver Ironmonger is also reasonable. You do ultimately want Horse Traders for Econ, though. Goes for Potion. Okay, so they're actually going for Familiar, which is interesting. We did not do that, and I think, in my opinion, Familiar is pretty dubious here. If my opponent manages to get a Familiar on this shuffle, that'll be unfortunate. If they don't, and I can start hitting them with Torture, they're going to have a really hard time being able to afford it going forward, and then they're going to have this Potion in their deck. We'll see how that plays out. I could actually take a second Torturer here, or I could take Silos. Patrician is not terribly good in the face of Torture, but if my opponent is going for Familiar, that is not necessarily so bad. And there's still the risk that I terminally draw it with Torture, which is obviously not great. So, like, there's a consideration to get Silos Patrician here. Oh, wait, no, there's not. I'm going to hit... Yeah, I'm going to hit 6. Never mind. Okay, yeah, I can math, except when I can't. Well, I think it's a safe assumption that my opponent cannot afford Torture, or sorry, Familiar right now, because if they could, they'd probably just buy it. I do really like getting Silos in general on this board. It helps quite a bit. Even if you are getting tortured, it can help quite a bit because of Menagerie. So I'm leaning towards Silos Patrician. The Silos will help avoid drawing the Patrician dead most likely as well. We've actually seen all of our coppers so far, and so those next 2 cards are actually both estates, which is pretty unfortunate. It does make Silos a little less appealing. Really giving this a good think. It's the Horse Traders. Yeah, the fact that I have 2 estates on top makes it much less likely. I think I am actually going to grab another torture because of that, specifically. If I didn't have the... Okay, well, it's unfortunate. As is that. But now we can pick up silos here. I think that's what I want to do. All right, I'll just discard 1 copper here so that I can avoid triggering a shuffle. And now I'm going to need to get some plus action going. So probably going to take... Should be drawing 3 Oh, actually. Right, I have my silver. But I think it is time for Lost City. I mean, I could go with Ironmonger, but... Yeah, Ironmonger is not super likely to generate actions at this point. All right, so we could take plus buy here. I think I prefer to play Torture again. And I'm going to grab another Lost City, I think, so that I can play all of my actions. It is a little unfortunate, obviously, to draw your opponent cards with the Lost City buy, but I think it does pay off. So my opponent has 2 familiars, which is it's unfortunate that my first player advantage didn't prevent them from doing that. Well, this is not looking so hot, but we're gonna play the Torture, even though it is terminal. It's pretty likely we can at least afford like Patrician or Menagerie or something. Okay, we can afford Menagerie. That's what I'm gonna go with. And this turn we'll get most likely to play both of them. Gonna be looking to pick up another Torturer. The Menagerie is not likely to do something when I draw it mid-turn like this, but it can be quite nice at the beginning of the turn. Although if my opponent never gets Torture, maybe not so much. You can set it up with Horse Traders, but it's obviously not trivial to do so. All right. It's probably time for Pilgrimage. So you go Pilgrimage, Torture. We can't play 3 Torturers and a Horse Traders. But if we can buy a Pilgrimage, that'll be pretty good. So I'm going to go Pilgrimage, Torture. Yeah, I will do that. My opponent did take a curse here, yeah. So, I mean, I do have more curses, but I also have more good cards in my deck by like a long shot. Damn it. Oof. That was a rough draw. Yeah, I need to be finding my lost cities. I mean, I will next turn. But it's unfortunate. I've had 2 shuffles in a row where I bottom decked both of my lost cities, so I didn't get to kick off. Obviously just going to buy nothing here. I think my opponent needs to buy Lost City. Well, maybe they don't. I guess they only have the Horse Traders as their terminal. Maybe they're just going to go double Menagerie. Yeah, okay. Thing is, if I hit him with enough tortures, even that starts to become, like, not amazing. Alright, so the Pilgrimage isn't looking too great here. This is a little bit of an awkward time to take Lost City because my opponent did take a curse. Although I could disrupt their Menagerie draw, so I think I will take the Lost City. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that actually made the difference, but it might have. They still haven't taken Silos, which is surprising. Right, cycle that. Hello. Acting with Horse Traders in general to like a multi-torture attack is pretty awkward because you reduce your hand size by 1 and then you still have to discard or, you know, take curse, but okay, so this is looking like it's going to be our Pilgrimage turn. We might end up taking Horse Traders. I don't have any Ironmongers, which is pretty annoying. Never really got into a position where buying Ironmonger made too much sense. And I don't expect that to change this turn, to be honest. I'm probably going to be going for another Lost City because my opponent's going to like discard, you know, a lot of their hand and right, so they discarded down to 1 card. I guess there's no way that... Oh, they do have the Horse Traders. Well, I guess if I take another Lost City, I draw them 2 cards. Alright, well, we're going to Pilgrimage. We're going to go Lost City, Torture, and we're actually going to get another Horse Traders, I think. And then I think I want another Lost City, and I think I'm okay. Like, there's a good chance that I disrupt my opponent's draw if I take another Lost City here, so I think I'm good with that. Nope. They still drew. Well, that's annoying. Alright, curses are gone, so the Torture is not going to do anything anymore. It's unfortunate. I lost the curse split pretty heavily. My opponent, however, does have a lot less stuff in their deck, even so. Yeah, they definitely managed to get more familiar plays in than I was expecting. The fact that they bought familiar through the first 2 shuffles in spite of getting hit by Torture in the second shuffle was unfortunate and unexpected. I mean, I have 5 Lost Cities to their 0, so there is that. 2 Horse Traders. 4 Torturers. Probably not going to want to buy Lost City too much at this point. Probably going to prefer Ironmonger. I wouldn't be surprised to see my opponent picking up Lost City, although I guess if they're trying to draw with Menagerie. I mean, I don't understand why they haven't picked up Silos, though. Like, trying to draw with Menagerie and no Lost Cities or Silos is really rough. I guess I only lost the Curse Split 7-3. I mean, that's pretty bad, but is it worth it to have a lot of other better cards in my deck? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if they don't hit 3P on their first shuffle here, you can imagine how different the game looks at that point. Okay, we might actually be able to do this, yeah. There's no reason not to set aside Force Traders, but maybe they turned off the other reaction because they don't want to... All right, I did discard some coppers, yeah, so I want to play this. Interesting. Now they discard down. Makes me wonder if I should take another Lost City. Or two. I mean, taking 2 Lost Cities is the same as activating the Menagerie, so I guess in that sense it kind of doesn't matter. So, yeah, what I want at this point... And at some point we're going to have to take Province, but I don't think we need to do that yet. And grab another Pilgrimage. I mean, set up to get another good Pilgrimage. 2 buys. I mean, it could just be 2 Lost Cities. I'm hoping they're going to open up Emporiums for me. But... could also go like Lost City Ironmonger. That just draws them a card, though. A good double Ironmonger just to try to get some sifting and also have something more appealing than Torturer to gain off the Pilgrimage. I could also just take Province Menagerie. Not thrilled about having the Province in my deck. I mean, I'm going to need it eventually. I just don't know if now is the time. If I take a lead, then I can start to threaten piles, is the advantage to doing that. I mean, piles aren't that threatenable right now. I'm not going to be ramping my payload if I take more Lost Cities this turn, but I can ramp it next turn with Pilgrimage and gaining another Horse Traders. So there's some appeal to that. So I could just take double Lost City and just sort of deny my opponent that draw. I think I'm going to do it, actually. Transmute. Whoa. I'm going to be honest, I had no idea that card was on this board. All right. So we can either discard a Torturer here to activate Menagerie, or we can play Torturer and hope we can still discard into activation. I think it's better to just play Torturer, even though we're less likely to ever activate it, just because like the Torturer draws enough cards anyway. Right, if we did at this point, if we discard, yeah, we can't do it. But we'll get another city here. City. We discarded 2 compers, so we can go torture a menagerie and draw everything. Okay, so we can pilgrimage. I think now we do want a province. Lost city. Maybe we do want another torturer. We have like so many lost cities. Definitely want another horse traders. Question is whether I'd rather have a menagerie or a torturer. Let's go with the menagerie province. And I think I want to take a patrician. Well, maybe another menagerie is better. Okay, I'll work with this. I guess I don't react horse traders here because there's a risk that I draw another horse traders or another torturer. Transmute. So you can trash actions into duchies. Other than that, I don't see it doing a whole lot of value. Like, you can trash the curses, of course. I guess, like, in theory, I could grab a potion and try to do that. I have enough draw. But I'm probably better off just taking another province or 2 and then trying to empty piles while my opponent is still struggling to, like, do very much. Drew me a lost city. Should have reacted the horse traders, I guess. Dang it. Now we just have way too much that we need to discard. We might as well just play the Lost City and the Torturer. Oh. Well, not great. We still got most of our stuff, though. We can take another pilgrim. Oh, wait, can we just buy out the menageries and win? Yes, we can. Okay. Good enough. Yeah, so that didn't exactly play out the way that I drew it up, but I think it validates the ignore familiar approach. I just don't think familiar is very good there. I think my opponent did just about as well as they could have hoped to do with familiar, too. All right, so we're playing A. So we're gonna take E. No, that's not what I wanted. Like that, and then like that. Right. So this is. This is a game where I basically want peasants and old witches. You can get villas to just keep playing. You can play Necropolis as goat and thin down that way. You can also play like peasant as goat and stuff like that. We can't do the cool. We don't have Necropolis and Overgrown Estate in the same hand, so we can't do any cool tricks with that right now. Yeah, Delve Peasant is definitely what I want as well. We're gonna obviously trash the hovel. Yeah, it looks like we're... Wait, did my opponent not use Necropolis to trash? Weird. I will also grab another peasant. Unfortunate. Do not see a peasant here. I think... Like, if I see both peasants next turn, I can buy... I can buy a vill... Oh, I might see silver. If I see silver, then it's all good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with silver now. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. Not at all. Bottom deck the silver. So do I take a villa here is the question. So I can play the other peasant. I think I do. And do I want another peasant? I think I do. Okay, we can trash Overgrown Estate here, and there's no world in which that doesn't enable us to afford an Old Witch. The problem is that our opponent got an Old Witch into the shuffle and we didn't. But what can you do? Oh wait, there is a world. The world is the one where we draw like a peasant or some action like a villa. Yeah, that's... yeah. What am I talking about? Should I delve here? Drawing that villa is actually really bad too. It's now if my like soldiers collide or whatever. Ugh. This is not going well. Okay, I should be able to buy Old Witch here, so. I'm not going to get to play the peasant, but that's okay. I haven't actually been cursed yet, which means my opponent's Old Witch is going to miss their shuffle, which means we're not really too far behind in that respect, although they have two of them. So that in that respect, I am behind. Yeah, if I had that villa in hand, then I could have peasant trashed a copper, maybe. I guess I wouldn't have had all 6 of those cards. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. I would have gotten to play the peasant. That would have been better. And if I'd drawn a copper instead, obviously I could have bought an Old Witch that turn too, but oh well. Eventually I will get to click on Old Witch. This is my prediction. Clicky, 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 clicky! I want to click. Click, 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 click. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, there it is. All right. Here, if I get attacked by a soldier, which I shouldn't. Oh, I am getting attacked by a soldier. Discard peasant. Take another Old Witch. really know what's hang up here. It is unfortunate that I can't play this soldier to trash, but I need to be able to afford the Old Witch. It's more important. I do hope I don't get soldiered here. Because if I do, then I'm more likely to need, or to not, yeah. I don't want to trash. I get, wonder if I should be discarding Necropolis here. Yeah, probably. I like having the Necropolis around to play as Goat, but... Where's the goat symbol? Bug. It's a guardian. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, well, if I'm going to be attacking this turn, but it does make sense. Okay, so we don't get to trash. We just have to play the peasant normally, so we can buy Old Witch. Oh, good. Not gonna have to buy Villa this turn. So I believe at this point, I have a peasant. My opponent does not. My opponent has at least 2 soldiers, possibly 3. I don't think they have 4. Maybe they do. No, wait, didn't I just exchange a peasant? Yeah, so I have at least 1 soldier. I think I have a fugitive as well. Anyway, I think I'm behind on the race to disciple is the upshot. I mean, I have a disciple, which my opponent does not, but I don't have as many things going up the line right now. Now they have 2 disciples, so that is unfortunate. Okay. So we can trash with the soldier, we have 7 coins, or we can play the soldier, we have 9 coins. We get to attack. I think getting 7 coins and getting a guardian is probably better. Alright, so now we have 2 fugitives. Well, maybe I am ahead on getting disciples, because I have 2 fugitives, there's 2 disciples left. It's hard to keep track. Look at all those curses that I avoided. That was a good decision right there to get that guardian. Yeah, we want, and so then we're gonna want soldiers. That's the other thing. The soldiers give you a lot of money when you play Old Witch. So like we want to turn this peasant into a soldier. I don't. Do I have a soldier? I hope I have a soldier, because if my opponent has 3 soldiers, then that's not good for me. I don't think they have 3 soldiers, but they have at least 2. I guess my hope in that respect is that they don't notice or don't realize that I'm gonna like get. Well, I guess if they exchange into fugitive here, if they play a soldier to exchange into fugitive here, there's a possibility that they find and play that fugitive before I play my other fugitive. So it's possible that they would get the disciple anyway. So not obviously a good thing for me if that happens. But if they do have 3 soldiers, I guess I hope they unlock one of the slots for me. Although I mean I think I only have the 1 peasant. Yeah, I definitely only have the 1 peasant anyway. So like this is why you want so many peasants. You want like as many disciples as possible, but you also want as many soldiers as possible. And the game is too fast to be like, oh, I'm gonna, you know. Now they do have 3 soldiers. That's not good. See whether they exchange any of them. This really would have been a brutal turn for me if I hadn't taken that Guardian. Down to 3 cards, gain 3 curses. I wonder why they decided to trash 1 card and not 2 or 0 cards. If they had trashed 0 cards, they could have just, like, bought 4 provinces, which is probably just winning at this point. I guess maybe they're going to buy 1 province. Yeah, it definitely feels like I fell way behind pretty rapidly, mostly due to colliding the peasants and not being able to get an Old Witch in the first shuffle. Although they did bottom deck their Old Witch, but still. Like, I have... Last turn was the first time I played an Old Witch, turn 9. That's not good. Not good. And it's, like, hard to justify, like, only getting 1 peasant, for example, because the peasants are so... It's so important to get the peasants off the line. I don't know, this seems like it, like pretty... It seems pretty clear to me that you can just take province here as opponent. Like, what else are you doing? You don't need more payload. You just sit on the 3 soldiers. I mean, I guess you could take farming village, slay, like, I don't know. It's... I would, if I were them, I would just take the province. But I am not them. I mean, what they could have done, I guess, is played fewer of these coppers, bought Villa, and then used it to trash copper. Then you have Villa instead of copper. There's some value in that. They bought 2... Well, if they'd had... Yeah, I guess they could have only done that once. You know, if you don't play the Villa. Anyway. Okay, so are we buying a villa or are we playing Necropolis as Necropolis here? I think I'm playing Necropolis as Necropolis. Okay. Discipling Old Witch is a little unfortunate. I'd like to disciple Peasant, to be honest, because, well, I do have another disciple. Maybe I'll get the chance. Don't I have another? No, I don't. Never mind. What am I talking about? Yeah, because I would have liked to get another soldier. And I can disciple soldiers, so I guess that's not so bad. Looking at trashing here. What is this last card? I don't think it's a copper. I think it's a silver. If I play the fugitive, I can trash tries with this and cost me 1 copper relative to if I play the old witch. I have all the cards in my hand, but I have to buy a villa in order to trash with both of these, which I probably don't want to do. So maybe that's okay. Am I going to be buying a Guardian for sure? Guardian province. Can do that with 10. I currently have 9. If I'm right that this is a silver, I think it is, then I'll have 11 coins, so I can trash 1 and still buy Guardian province if I play the peasant as a trasher. If I can only trash 1 card anyway, then I might as well play the old witch. Okay. No, wait, that was a No, I guess there was no way to... I needed to play the fugitive first and then play the old witch. That was dumb. Crap. Yeah, that was really dumb. Ah, damn it. Okay, whatever. I guess we're discarding. Now we don't get to trash. Unfortunate. Yeah, I screwed that up. No question about it. All right. 3 disciples and a soldier. I guess if I'd had 1 more coin, I could have got another peasant. But I don't. I mean, I think I've lost this game regardless. I think my opponent has too much payload. I need another peasant. I guess if they don't empty the villas, I can gain a peasant mid-turn, but they probably will empty the villas. How many old witches did I play? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not like that far behind in terms of having them, but still pretty behind. Yeah, I would kind of expect them to empty the villas. It's pretty strong. I don't think they can pile from that point. I don't think they have the buys, but I could be wrong about that. I mean, if they can, then like, oh well, like what was I ever going to do about it? Well, they're going to have to get more villas just to play their soldiers. Yeah, they'd have to have, after emptying the villas, they'd have to have 7 buys and 14 coins to empty guardians and buy it. No, wait, no, they'd just have to empty estates because they're first player and they're down a point. I guess they could presumably trash the 1 curse that they have. Yeah. So then, if they can trash that, so they either trash that or they need 8 buys and 16 coins. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they can do that, given how much money the soldiers are generating. It's more a question of do they have the gains. If they have any more draw, and it looks like they don't, they could have potentially, like, turn some money into buys by like picking up, I don't know, Skulk, Farmers Market, Courtier, whatever. Peasant. I guess Peasant would be the most efficient way to do it. But okay, they've got 5 buys. So that's a couple buys short. They needed, I mean, they might just be able to buy like 5 provinces and then, you know. Like, what am I going to do about that? Yeah. That's more than enough money to buy 5 provinces. I think if I were them, I would buy Villa, yeah, and use it to trash. Oh, okay. Right, okay. Yeah, I don't think there was a whole lot I could do there. It's just like I got too far behind early. Mostly through shuffle, I think. I mean, we were doing like the same crap. Alright. I think I didn't make that the same color. Mistake. Alright, this one is like straight up gear money, if I'm recalling correctly. Yeah, so like, not really a board I would want to pick as first player, but I guess I am first player, so, you know. Anyway, we're going to open double gear. And then we're going to get another gear. And then we're going to get money. Yeah, I can see why you would pick this as second player, because it doesn't really have second player advantage to speak of. You get a third gear. And we're going to start. Hopefully we can afford gold this turn. We can. Well, there's no reason to set aside an estate. We can just trash it. So yeah, we did not miss. That's like gear, gold is what you're trying to do here, sequencing wise. And we didn't miss, which is very important as first player. It's like, because if you whiff that as first player and then like, because like now we're going to start enclaving. And if like second player can enclave before us, like, I mean, if anything, I wonder if this board is actually second player advantaged in that sense. Because like if second player can do it before you, then like that's really, really bad news. Oh no. We did whiff. Ugh. We're gonna take a silver, but it's not happy about it. I want to be enclaving right then. I want to see my gold and I want to buy enclave, and I did not get to do that. And if my opponent gets to do it, I'm in trouble, because like once you start enclaving, like you're adding golds to your deck, like your deck is just getting better. So it's like honestly probably resignable for me if they get to enclave here. Okay, they didn't. They got a gold, which is better than a silver, but it's not so much better that I'm super concerned. All right, if we want to trash a copper here, 5, 6. So we need 2 coppers. If we set aside 2 coppers, yeah, we can still trash a copper by enclave. My opponent did leave a state untrashed, which is alarming. I mean, maybe they will trash it. I mean, I don't think the only way I would probably like want to not trash that estate is if I like was hitting Enclave regardless, which it looks like they did. All right, we can save gold, silver. Our gears are not lining up quite right here, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Mostly, I just think I'm going to lose by virtue of having trashed that last estate. But at the time that I trashed it, I was buying the silver. I mean, maybe I could have not trashed it. I don't know. Could have assumed that I was going to hit Enclave the next turn, but I didn't know that my opponent wasn't going to hit Enclave is the thing. Like, that extra little bit of reliability might make all the difference. As it is, I'm still pretty concerned, because we Enclave at the same timing, but they still have the estate. And it's hard to imagine them having a hand where they can't Enclave at this point. Yeah, really know why the decision making is taking quite so long. 6. Okay, so we don't trash. So I guess we do want to trash copper. So I guess we're going to store gear copper so that we can do that. It's at this point we're pretty much just playing out the string until they went for province. Huh. That's weird. Well, I will follow then. I mean, you have to follow. If the other player goes for province, you got to follow. But I don't know why they did that. Because like if we ping pong the 6 provinces, I just win. So like it makes more sense for them to Enclave again and then let me start on provinces. And they're also making it more likely that the estate that they still have hurts them. Okay, so now they take the Enclave. I guess that's... So... we can go... We save gold. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we can save gold province. And now I have to follow on the Enclave. I mean, I guess I don't have to. Maybe. I wonder if there's... I wonder if I was meant to take province there, actually. Yeah, that might have been me missing my opportunity. If I take province there and I manage to province every single turn. That was probably a mistake. That was probably a mistake. I should have taken province. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. Why I thought I had to follow on that. That was an error. Really dumb on my part. Okay, so the question is, how do I... So if I take, like, I mean, if I take estate here, they take province, I take province, they take province, I take province, and I lose on being first player. if I take... But I'm gonna have to do it at some point and hope that they whiff. The question is when. Is it... I guess maybe now sooner is better than later. So the other thing I could do is take a Salvager. If I take a Salvager, I take a province, I take a province, they take a province, and then I salvage into province estate. I still lose. I have to like hit double province off of it. I don't know. If I'd taken it earlier, then I could potentially do, but as it is, like, there's no way for me to play the Salvager in time for it to matter. And I still think it gives me a better chance than I have otherwise, so I'm going to take it, but I don't know how it actually helps. I'm just going to hope that somehow it does. I mean, I can salvage into 2 estates, but that still doesn't help if my opponent buys 3 provinces to my 1. If they somehow whiff here, I don't know what else they could be thinking about other than buying province. Maybe they're scared of the Salvager, but they shouldn't be. If I was getting it directly into my shuffle, that would be one thing. Like if there was a possibility I could draw it this turn and play it this turn, maybe that would matter. I can't. Yeah, I should not have bought that enclave. I should have kept provincing. That was super stupid on my part. They made a mistake, and I totally failed to capitalize on it. I mean, is it possible that at some point I whiff province? Yeah. But that was my out, and I didn't take it. Just threw it away. And even then, if like my opponent enclaves again, you know, I can take the last enclave. Okay, that seems like a huge mistake to me. So we're setting aside golds. That much is clear. Now the question is, so we're gonna see the Salvager next turn. If we buy province, and they buy province, I mean, there's a chance. If we each buy province, I'm down by a point. And then there's 2 provinces left, and then I salvage province. Yeah, actually... Well, I have another province in there, right? All right, 4 duchies is 12 points. No, I don't. Okay, so I should set aside province, right? So I can salvage it. I mean, if they see their salvager, then there's nothing I can do, but... Like, I mean, I should be able to figure out more or less what these cards are. So, we've enclaved 4 times. We've seen all 4 of our golds. We've got, so down here we've got gear, goat, silver, and it's got to be 2 coppers. So, if we're obviously going to set aside 1 gold. Gear, goat, silver, 2 coppers. So silver and 2 coppers is 4 coins. gold is 7 coins. Wait, I said gear, goat, silver, 2 coppers. No, that's 5 coins. Goat, silver, 2 coppers is 5 coins plus the gear. So the gear doesn't matter. But if we have 5 coins, we set aside the gold. Yeah, so we can't hit double without setting aside a province. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. I mean, we can salvage gear to buy an estate if that ends up making sense. Or we can just not salvage at all. Yeah. I could actually win here. It's crazy. This is the only reason being first player advantage. Okay, so if my opponent doesn't buy a province, then what? They did. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh man. Yeah, I had never looked at that line in the practice stuff. Okay, wow. Whew. Gotta come down from that one. Okay, so I don't want to play the tournament board because tournament, although it's not so bad there. I'm gonna be second player. This board doesn't really care too much about being first player, I think. The mask board is super awkward. This one, I think, is probably pretty first player friendly. So I think I'm going to go with E here. I guess I don't really need to. I keep doing that wrong. I really need to do that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh my gosh, that was that was crazy. I almost blew it too with the I had that opening. I mean, maybe the salvager thing comes into play there too, but anyway. Yeah, so here, what we want to do is we want to get all the hostelries and a couple treasures, and we want to play Way of the Owl. We want to open Silver Bard. Even though Bard's not that good, it's still better than nothing, and you can play it as Owl. But then basically we want to we're gonna get horses off of hostelries. We want to get treasurer to like help thin down. You can play like a bunch of hostelries, and you can like owl horse sort of thing. And then you try to get multiple treasures into play and by province. And your part of the goal here is like you know, bandit fort is a thing, so you don't want too much like treasure, so you want to get that out of your deck. Although I am probably going to take another silver here because I can't afford anything better, and I want to be able to buy multiple treasures, and that's, you know, my opponent affords treasure. No fair, no fair. Okay, I can afford treasure. Yeah, but 6 for I would have rather just bought hostelry with no horses than bought silver there if I could have done it, but I could not. So, oh well. Forest Gift is really nice for doing that because my opponent you know, didn't see a 5-coin hand, but they got there anyway. I've tried doing vineyard stuff here. It doesn't really work. There's not enough buys. There's not enough draw. It's hard to find the potion. It's hard to get enough vineyards. I mean, you can get a fair number of actions in your deck, but like not really enough to compete with Province. Yeah, they get the hostelry. Fair no fair. And I get that. I guess I could have considered playing that as Owl instead. I probably should have. That was probably a mistake. Okay, here I think I'm taking the key and another treasurer. I mean, I want to trash, but I want another treasurer more. And then here is going to be a hostelry. Yeah, I definitely should have owled that that bard. That was a mistake, because I was going to hit 5 either way. I mean, I might have gotten like Flame's Gift or Earth's Gift or something, and then that would have been, you know, really nice, but I didn't, so. And the odds that I wasn't going to. Wind's Gift obviously would have been fine. But the, you know, like the Field's Gift did absolutely nothing. Sky's Gift would have been bad. Mountain's Gift would have been really bad. Anyway, yeah, I should have played it as Owl. I need to stop doing stuff like that without thinking about why I'm doing it. Yeah, my opponent looks pretty ahead here already. Oh, right. Well, unfortunately, the key doesn't do me any good here. And yeah, you get to click continue a whole bunch of times for changelings, which you basically never want. I mean, it's possible, like, late in the game you would... Maybe late in the game is the wrong word. It's possible that at some point you would want to exchange hostelry for changelings so that you could leave hostelries there, but I don't really know when, because for the most part you just want the hostelries, and like you're not gonna like gain a hostelry and then have treasures left over to gain more horses off of another hostelry, so yeah, it doesn't really make sense. It'd be cool if it did make sense, but it doesn't. There was like Way of the Butterfly or something. Maybe. Third Treasure. I don't actually think Third Treasure is like that good. Oh my gosh, what is this? I think I got it. Playing this for draw is not going to do very well, and I can get a whole bunch of horses here. Oh, all right. I will do that. It doesn't really matter what order I do this in, because I'm just going to buy another hostelry anyway. Eventually, I'm going to pair hostelry in something that can draw. It'll be exciting. Taking my key. Rude. Oh, man. Come on. I think I'm actually going to take the key here so I can get more horses from hostelry. I mean, I do want to trash. Like, honestly, I do, but while the hostelries are still there and I can get one and get horses, it just doesn't really make sense to trash. All right, we'll definitely trigger this shuffle. I mean, we're going to make a treasurer miss our shuffle, but we're also going to make 2 estates miss our shuffle, so I think that's probably a worthwhile trade-off, given that we'll have a better turn if we draw more cards as well. Yeah, we're going to just take the key again. Alright, so hostile regaining is pretty much done here. I don't know why, like, I cannot actually find and play my hostleries here. I swear I have as many as my opponent does, but boy, like, they're getting to do the owl thing, and I am just not. I am just not. And I'm gonna, like, burn through all my horses and then, like, not have things left to play as owl, and that's gonna be obnoxious. I might want a third treasure, I might not. I guess we'll see. Yeah, they are actually thinning out the coppers. Why? Here we go. I do have the key. I guess we're gonna play the bard first. Definitely don't want to do that, even though... Oh, wait, I meant to... no, why did I do that? I meant to play the... Alright, we're gonna trash here, even though I could get more horses, because, like, I need to start thinning. Actually, I should trash the silver. Nah, never mind. I don't know. Alright. Yeah, I meant to play the... I guess drawing with the bard wouldn't have done me really any good that turn anyway, so it's probably fine, but... So I think I have more hostleries, and my opponent is probably about out of horses, but the problem is I'm behind on provinces. I'm going to need them to whiff. I mean, which they may yet do. Three, 4, 5. Okay, so we don't draw anything with owl here. Unfortunately. No! Okay, we're gonna... I don't want that. But I keep drawing. I mean, I throw away horses, but I also get through my shuffle. I've got a couple more hostleries down there, but maybe not enough that my next turn is going to be any good, is the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So we draw 1 card if we owl at this point. I don't want to lose like all my horses, you know. I think I'm just going to owl. You're in a state, okay. That's what I was afraid of. So we have trash a decent number of copper now, but still less than the enemy. Dang. It's looking pretty possible that I over-indexed on hostleries here. Play a hostelry as owl. I think I do. Play the horse. Arg. Queen's Gift. That's so good. Why did I see the Bard pop up in the discard pile? That must be a visual bug. Okay, well, I am in deep trouble here. I guess we might as well play the horse, because we're not going to be able to owl anyway. Okay, I guess we got to take the key at this point. We can't afford to buy province. We got to buy duchy, unfortunately. I mean, I'm probably just losing in the next 2 turns. Even if my opponent duds, I'm pretty far behind. Even it takes them 3 turns to empty the provinces. Yeah, and then of course they can do that. Of course they can do that. I still have the key, so I guess there's not really much reason for me to trigger a shuffle here. So what do I even need to win? I need to trash silver, but then I also need to, like... need to get... If I trash a couple silvers, I can get up to 21 points. How many silver in the trash? Okay, so my opponent still has a silver relic. I have to take the key, that's for sure. I'm not really making progress here. I want to be able to, like... I mean, I guess trashing silver is a pretty dangerous thing to do before the last turn because my opponent can fetch it out of the trash. If I get, like... I guess if I get Duchy, Province, and trash a silver, then that's a tie. I think I would have just taken Duchy if I were instead over Relic there. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to matter. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think it turns out I went a little too hard for the hostelries. In my testing, the hostelries consistently seemed really important. But I guess my opponent's approach of, like, thinning more aggressively, thinning coppers more aggressively. I mean, in the end, we had the same number of coppers, but they pulled 2 out of the trash. So I guess their approach, like, they had enough hostelries and, you know, were able to keep enough horses around to make it work. I wonder if they just played it a little faster than I tried playing it. Like, went in, like, transitioned to province earlier. Maybe. I mean, I did pass up a province in order to take, like, the last hostelry because I thought, you know, well, my experience had been that you could, you know, you could dud on this board, but they really didn't. They had, like, 1 turn where they dudded. They, you know, they got the relic. That was it. Maybe that's because they trashed more aggressively than I had tried doing. I don't honestly remember. But you know, I guess I can see the argument that like horses are temporary, coppers out of your deck are permanent, and so like if you are able to trash instead of if you're able to trash instead of gaining like a horse, that it, you know, that's like a sort of a permanent draw in a way. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I focused in my practice on like that particular like axis of decision of like trash versus take the key, you know, trash versus get another horse. I don't remember being focused on it anyway, and so I'm not sure whether I just overlooked it or I was like making a decision without like considering the possibility that it was wrong, or maybe I did it a different way this time. I'm not really sure, but either way, I think that was the difference in the game. So I'm glad I was able to find a way in game 3, because I was able to, you know, I avoided a loss by doing so in a game that I really shouldn't have. That game 3 I really probably should not have won. I had to get at least a little bit lucky to win there. I mean, I was guaranteed to find my salvager as fast as I did, but if my opponent had found their salvager, the turn, like they bought a salvager after I did. I mean, if they don't buy a salvager there and they just buy province, there were 4 provinces left when I bought the salvager. They buy province instead of salvager. And then when I bought province, there were 3 provinces left, but instead there would have been 2 provinces left. And then they buy province. Yeah, they should have just bought province. So that was a mistake on their part, I think. If they buy province and then buy province again, I mean, because maybe they weren't paying attention to the fact that I could not possibly have my salvager like the turn after I bought it. But that was why it was safe for them to buy province, because if they take 2 provinces, like in the end, I bought a province, they bought a province, and then I bought a province and trashed a province, essentially. So I got 2 of the 3 provinces and they only got 1. If they get 2 of those provinces, the only way that I win is I salvage to be able to buy like a state, and then they somehow, I don't know. I don't even know. They just should have bought province. So that was a mistake on their part. Of course, I should have taken province instead of enclave earlier in the game, so I made my own mistake. So, you know, it's that cuts both ways. But in any case, it's a good thing that I managed to find a way out of that situation, because that was the only reason I was able to pull out a draw in this one. So that's probably going to be it for me in this tournament. I don't think there's any way my team is going to advance. Like, we've had sub 50% win rate in each of the first 2 matches. And now, you know, we needed to probably, like, you know, 4-0 sweep like all of our matches to have like much of a shot of going to the finals. We're not doing that. So, I mean, maybe going 10-2 is good enough, but I doubt it. But I will at least make an attempt to commentate my teammates' matches this round. I can't guarantee that that's going to happen, but hopefully it will. Otherwise, my next match is going to be another league match next weekend. So thanks for watching, and until then.